So I want to update you on Kamala Harris's campaign and public speeches. You know, on Monday, as we covered, Kamala Harris gave a speech in which she focused in on Trump's a sexual predator, Trump's a con man, Trump's a criminal. He has run scams. He's been convicted of crimes. On Tuesday, Kamala Harris had a speech focused in on Project 2025, both extremely important areas to go after Trump on. She already is doing more than Biden has been doing with regard to that. Yesterday, Kamala Harris focused in on a different aspect of Trump, which is he selected the Supreme Court justices that led to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Critical, because we know that the American public is not happy with what happened with Roe v. Wade.
We who believe that every person in our nation should be free from bigotry, discrimination, and hate will continue to fight for equality and justice for all. And we who believe in reproductive freedom will fight for a woman's right to choose, because one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. You know, when he was president, Donald Trump, former president, handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court because he intended for them to overturn Roe v. Wade. The United States Supreme Court, previously the court of Thurgood and RBG. And as he intended, they did. Well, let me tell you something. When I am president of the United States, and when Congress passes a law to restore those freedoms, I will sign it into law.
It is of critical importance to focus in on what activates voters. And we have seen very little activate voters more than this issue of Roe v. Wade, women's medical and bodily autonomy, and the attempt from people like Trump, Supreme Court justices, and Republicans to curtail and restrict that. So it really seems like Kamala Harris is hitting all of the right notes here, going after Trump for his personal failings, going after Trump for his connection to Project 2025 and the seeming inevitability of its implementation if Trump were to win, and now going after one of the biggest areas where the country is not with Republicans, and that is the issue of Roe v. Wade, abortion, and women's bodily autonomy. She's doing a lot of things right. It is not a guarantee that she wins. It is so early. It's a 100-day campaign, which is both short and long in different ways. But so far, you have to like the tone that Kamala Harris is striking here. Now, on the bonus show today, we are going to talk about the insane TikTok surge of Kamala Harris. What's driving it? Why is it happening? How is it helping her? We will talk about Michigan becoming the next state to outlaw the gay panic defense. Yes, they only just outlawed it. What is the gay panic defense? It's also now more broadly called the gay and trans panic defense. And we will also discuss Salt Lake City being awarded the 2034 Winter Olympics. Is this even good for cities and states anymore? That's the question we will ask and seek to answer on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpacman.com, get instant access, and I'll be back here with you tomorrow. Right now, we are seeing candidates do whatever it takes to win your vote, and how the media chooses to cover certain stories, if at all, can completely shape your perspective of those candidates. But our sponsor, Ground News, is an awesome resource at a time like this. With their Vantage plan, I get access to what's called their blind spot feed that shows me stories that can be easily missed. For instance, I'm looking here at Ground News' summary about Trump distancing himself from Project 2025 amid its rising controversy, something we've been talking about. Ground News provides a great summary of the situation based on over 100 articles that Ground News found reporting on it. And Ground News shows me that almost no conservative news outlets are covering the story. Not a surprise. Ground News shows us that the right-wing outlets only report on how Trump is denying involvement with the project, while the center and left outlets are actually giving context on Trump's connections to the movement of Project 2025. Every story comes with this visual breakdown of the political biases and ownership of the reporting news outlets, which is really important to know as well. Go to ground.news/Pacman or scan my QR code for 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I use.